Then we're start walking down there.
You are so beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Are you single?
Yes, I'm single.
You are?
Yes. Yes, she's single.
Single?
Yeah, single mom.
Thank you.
No, don't do this to me.
I know, I'm sorry.
Having a crush on someone is actually so boring. Like, what am I supposed to do with all my free time? Read a book? Yesterday I went and got sushi with some friends and we were like catching up on guy drama and feeding into each other's delusions. Like, oh, he said this, so like, he really means this, right? And like, oh, he tried to block me, so that means he's really in love with me, right? And it gets to me and they're like, oh, Molly, like, what's new in your love life? And I'm like, well, I've been doing impeccable research on gut health. Turns out my liver is failing. Thanks, WebMD.
It seems that modern women today get bored of everything easily. A study says that women are more likely to cheat on their partners these days, simply out of boredom. They don't have this constant stimulation. They don't feel happy. So when they get caught cheating, they just say it's because you neglected me, as if it's your duty to keep them constantly happy. This is mostly caused by simps, who now keep any woman with a high ego, with constant attention, which ends up making them addicted to Instagram and TikTok.
You know what conversation we don't have? We don't have the conversation about why did he cheat.
My high standards babes, there is a lot wrong with that video, so much that I can't even cover in on an entire 3-minute sit down. But let's talk about the first thing that she points out. Men cheating because a woman was not having sex with him. I don't even know where to attack this from. First of all, there's never a valid excuse for cheating. People who cheat on their partners and choose to hurt them in that way are hurt themselves, lack sexual discipline, XYZ, the list goes on. Victim blaming is a whole other topic here. But I just want to make it abundantly clear for all of the women, especially the younger women, you are not obligated to sleep with anyone, regardless of whether you are in a partnership with them or not. This is why non-consensual sex in partnerships now counts as sexual assault and sexual abuse.
As a man, I do not support cheating on your partner, no matter if you are a man or a woman. But let's be totally honest. A man gets married with the intention of having exclusive and secure relationships with a woman. Let's be realistic. Marriage only benefits women. They are better seen in society, have better financial life. It ensures them a family. In case of divorce, the state always benefits them more than the man. So why get married as a man if you won't have access to have relationships with your partner? Of course, I can understand if she is pregnant or going through any kind of situation, but after a month, if it's not due to the risk after pregnancy, I don't see the reason why you can't have relationships with your wife, because all of them blame the man. But many of them always tell their husband that they have a headache. So why get married? What's the benefit as a man?
And the coercion that comes with us, that also comes into the sexual assault and sexual abuse category. There are men who will cheat on their pregnant wives who are suffering from hyperemesis gravidarum, vomiting 24/7, and are upset that their wife cannot sleep with them. There are men who will cheat on their wives who are suffering from postpartum depression. There are men who will cheat on their wives just because they want to. And by the way, I'm saying wives, but I keep forgetting that a lot of people have, children outside of marriage. So expand this into the normal dating category. And in those situations, you mean to tell me, Pearl, that it would be valid for him to cheat on her because while she was suffering and not able to have sex with them, or mentally not capable of showing up in a sexual way for him, he has the right to cheat on her?
I don't agree with cheating. But taking the woman out of the equation as if she is the only victim is not right for me. Your partner is going through one of the situations she mentions. It is clear that you should support her. But from here on out, if the relationship revolves around her problems, you will eventually get exhausted. Because if you are not getting anything at home, you have to keep it. Enter all this situation, and even if you don't get anything, of course you will look for it outside. Of course you will accept it when someone offers you the opportunity. Because the man can have a relationship outside if he feels the emotion, the woman can't. The woman must make an emotional investment. So if your wife cheats on you, it's better to separate, because the woman only cheats when she likes the other person. The man can do it just to distress.
That's just the way it is, and Genghis Khan proved it many years ago. And don't forget, men with multiple wives are alpha males in other species. Men have a polygamous nature, and now modern women want to pull it off, but they end up riding carousels and losing pair bonding skills. Apart from the odd occasion or health problems, if a woman isn't sleeping with you, she's a friend. If she's purposefully withholding it to hurt you, that's abuse. Women are obligated to do the one thing men ask of them in their marriage: sleep with them. If this video is a new rule, then men aren't obligated to defend and provide for her in the relationship. At this point, we might as well have a full prenup with all the conditions and expectations listed before marriage. It is obvious that relationships are no longer conducted in good faith, where one gender takes all the responsibilities and the other can have no reciprocity and even not feel bad about them. This segment of the video is not about bashing races, but rather to showcase a subset of modern women with huge egos and low aspirations to please men outside the bedrooms. Check the stats and how Myron drops facts.
Successful black men, a lot of the time, do not deal with black women. That's just the reality. You look at athletes, you look at celebrities, etc. The first thing a lot of black men do when they make money is they go and they run and get a white girl, a Latina, an Asian, whatever it is, right? This is the uncomfortable truth that a lot of African-American women dislike, okay? Educated black women, far less likely to get into a relationship than an educated Caucasian woman. Okay? Black women have the lowest approval rate of all the other races of women. I'm gonna say that again. Black women have the lowest approval rate of all the other races on dating apps. Here's the reality. I'm gonna say some uncomfortable things that might piss some people off, but I'm gonna say it. It is what it is. Successful black men, a lot of the time, do not deal with black women. That's just the reality. You look at athletes, you look at celebrities, etc. The first thing a lot of black men do when they make money is they go and they run and get a white girl, a Latina, an Asian, whatever it is, right? This is the uncomfortable truth that a lot of African-American women dislike, okay? Now, what Kevin is doing, contrary to what a lot of African-American women think, is he's trying to bring black men and black women together. So he's going right into the hornet's nest and telling the black women, this is why you're losing these black men to these other races of women. Because here's the reality, and there's empirical data to prove this. Black women have the lowest approval rate of all the other races of women. I'm gonna say that again. Black women have the lowest approval rate of all the other races on dating apps, because they've done it on OkCupid and a couple other dating apps where they looked and said that they saw that black women have the lowest response rates. Now, I know people are saying, well, why is that relevant? I'll tell you why it's relevant. Because on online dating apps, people are brutally honest with what they actually like. That's why the data is so good. So black women have the lowest approval ratings. And on top of that, black women, by far, when you look at the numbers, prefer African-American men. Why is this a problem? Well, it goes simple as this. Black men are like the universal blood donor. They'll deal with other demographics of women if they can. Women are blood type A. They can only deal with African-American men typically. That's what they prefer. But the men that they want can date a whole plethora of women versus what they're looking for is a very segmented portion of the community. Now, let's add some buffers onto that make it worse. Educated black women, far less likely to get into a relationship than an educated Caucasian woman, okay? Ooh. Kevin talks about this on his show with data, and the women don't like to hear it, right? So, and here's another uncomfortable truth that I'm going to say. Black women almost universally don't respect black men. Yup, let me say it again.
You get the point right there.
Almost always do not respect black men. And the reason why, let's keep it real, in the African-American community, a lot of women grow up in fatherless households, right? Their mother tells them it. The music tells them. Society tells them. So a lot of African-American women grow up in a household where they just inherently don't respect black men. And they have more masculine traits because they're raised by a woman that told them you need to compete with men and get out there and get it. That's fine. I ain't gonna knock successful women. It is what it is. Go out there and earn and become successful. But, there's always two sides to it, right? I always say this. The more money a man makes, the more doors open. The more money a woman makes, the more doors close.
Girls always choose the bag over good men, right until the wall comes through, of course. Plus, if they grew up without respecting men, guess what? They never will do so unless they're put in their place. Let's check some comments. My white friend married a woman from Namibia after coming to America. It didn't take long before she made black female friends that told her she should leave her husband. My friend's wife stopped being friends with them. He has a keeper. A wise man once told me, I've been married twice and I lost everything twice. His message stuck with me. Men, protect yourself. Always have a plan B even if you do marry any woman. There is no woman more beautiful than your freedom. Guys, thanks for checking out this video. Stay tuned for more daily content. Like, subscribe, and comment. See you in the next video, guys. Till next time.